He's like, this bitch kept me in the house. You know, every Tuesday was kebab Tuesday. And now, because we go to the garbage, but now I get the same shit every day.
Oh, Thiccboi. Yeah, he's mad at us. He refused to eat in the kitchen, so he knew we had food for him, but he refused to come out, so our lives are now being controlled by a street cat. Hi guys, I'm here with Thiccboi. Sorry for the awkward angle. If you own a cat, you know that if you want to film something with them, you're going to be doing it wherever they feel is comfortable. Also, I had to lure him from the other side of the bed to get him closer to here while we talk about what's been going on with Thiccboi. So basically, my first video on him I filmed with him on Sunday. That was the 6th. So Tuesday, the 8th, around 1 a.m., his eye was leaking an extremely clear gelatinous liquid. It looked like very thick. It didn't look like he was crying. I was hoping that it was because he was fighting an infection because he was on antibiotics or something in his eye. I was hoping that it was just the pus or something leaking, and that the reason it looked weird is because it was leaking from his eye. I was very concerned though about the eye, so I took him to a vet that Anthony he recommended both of the places I took him to, but I took him to the vet. They said that his eye had ruptured and he needed surgery to remove it within a week, and I said okay. When they told me that Thiccboi would need his eye removed because it ruptured, I felt like the worst person ever. I was like, you know, if I took him in sooner, he would have been fine. If I would have worked harder to capture him, did a better job. I just felt like the worst person ever because his eye ruptured. They told me to continue his drops, so I took him home and I continued my day with him as normal. He's still on stuff for I think he was still on stuff for fleas and ear mites, which doesn't affect the eye. So I would say Tuesday around 11 p.m. he was not himself, and I know it sounds crazy to people for me to say that because I took him home. His first day with me was Thursday the 3rd, so that wasn't even a week I had him. But you have to remember, I bonded with him outside for a while, so you know, a mother knows her son. I have no idea why I'm trying so fucking hard to justify myself here, but he's my baby. We have a bond. I knew he was not being himself. He was not being himself, so I was very concerned. He was drooling a lot and he showed no interest in his food and no water. The next day, Wednesday, in the morning, same thing, no interest in food, no interest in water, and I probably am a bit of an anxious pet owner. This is also my first time having pets that's not like a goldfish. So I rushed him over to the vet, which good thing that I'm a naturally anxious person, because they told me that he had a fever of 105 and that the reason he wasn't eating food, he wasn't showing interest in food, well, because he's sick, but also it was probably physically difficult for him to eat because they said that he had some type of infection in his mouth and they saw something on the tongue. So they gave him an appetite booster to encourage him to eat. They also gave him a shot of antibiotics, and when I took him home, they sent me home with I think they also gave him anti-inflammatories there. And when I took him home, I had to give him anti-inflammatories to put in his food as well, but it was appetite booster helped a lot, but he wasn't completely showing interest in his food yet. It was very difficult for me to get him to take the medicine. He ended up crushing the second pill with his paw, so I just gave him the third one on day 2, and day 3 I called the vet and I asked I need to come get another pill for him, and they asked me if he was doing better, and I was like, yeah, he seems like himself, and then they were like, no, he's fine, and it should not, if he's feeling better, it probably means the infection is gone or his body's fighting it well enough that he'll be strong enough for surgery. So that was that. So his surgery, I woke up on the 15th. So actually, okay, so Monday night, the 14th, I fed him. Last meal was like 9 to 9:30. I didn't want to feed him they said like 10 is last meal. but I was afraid if I started feeding him at 9:30, he would take his time to eat. He normally does. He's not a slow eater, but I was just afraid that like the one day I needed him to be done early, he wouldn't be. So I fed him at 9, and he was done eating. Shortly before 10 o'clock, I put everything away and went to sleep. Woke up the 15th, Tuesday, and I trapped him without feeding him. So sorry, baby. I trapped you. I know. Do you forgive me? Oh, he's so precious. Yes, I trapped him. He's getting better at fighting, like when I try to put him in the carrier. So when we took him to the vet, I dropped him off and I went home, and because of COVID, you're not allowed in the office at all. They were like, no, you can come back for him. They told me estimated time would be like 4 to 5 p.m. but it really depends. Like every cat reacts differently to the medicine, and the recovery is slightly different based on how their body processes the anesthesia and stuff. So I would say about an hour after I got home, the vet calls me and they were like, so how's Thiccboi doing? Like, what do you think? And I was like, I mean, again, not having pets, I don't really have anything to compare it to. So I think he's kind of a weird cat. But for himself, he was being normal. And she asked me about the fever, if he was eating, if I noticed any odd behavior. I was like, no, he's eating normal for him, drinking. Again, I put out water for him. He's drinking it. I have not noticed anything unusual since when I brought him in the fever last week. So she told me, oh my god, this was like the best news I ever heard. She said that Thiccboi did not need surgery to take his eye out as of currently. She said that she saw new blood vessels forming, and that when she shined the light in his eyes, that his eyes, he reacted to the light. So I asked her questions, and I did notice his eye leaking a little bit, which I thought was just the rest of whatever, because your eyeball is like, you know, it's like gelatinous, and there's like, sorry, science was not my best, but basically, like, if you study basic anatomy, like in high school, you know that your eyeball is like suspended in this gelatiny stuff, and like that was what I saw when the eyeball burst. So she said that she saw signs of healing in the eyeball, and that she saw no reason to take it out, and that she wanted to monitor him. So I have to bring him back next week to make sure the eye's still healing. They gave me an ointment to put in his eye. I have been getting better at administering medicine to him. At first it was really difficult. I think to an extent now he understands that I'm trying to help him because he resists, but not as much as he used to. Like before he hated it, or maybe he just doesn't like being manhandled. The drops and the ointment were difficult in two different ways. The drops, it came out faster, but it was like hard to control. So once you see it coming out, you have to make sure you're going to get it in the eye. The ointment, it's harder to squeeze out, but you have more control. But because it's like thicker and therefore harder to work with, Thiccboi would be upset because I was holding him for too long. But, you know, I figured it out. Yeah, so they told me that his eye was actually improving, and I was like, wait, so can I come get him now? And they were like, no, we'll still watch him to they'll still monitor him a little bit to make sure that he's, I don't know, this is surgical stuff I'm not really sure of, but they told me that I could come back for him around 2 p.m. So I picked him up, and he has been letting me administer his ointment as long as I give him treats. So as it stands right now, Thiccboi does not need his eye removed. I'm so happy. So she told me, so I asked her a bunch of questions about the eye, and she told me that number one, he would have a scar, and the scar would cause his eye to have a pinkish hue, so it wouldn't be as nice as the other eye, but I don't care about that. And I asked if he would be able to see out of that eye, and she said that he would, because there's a scar in his eye, he could see around it. So I think technically he would sort of be partially blind, but I think partially blind is better than being completely blind and or losing an eyeball. So, oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, he's getting comfortable. Oh, he's showing his Okay, I'll let him stay back there. I think the reason he likes that side so I don't really have a side of the bed because it's my bed, but when Matt comes over, I do sleep more towards that side of the bed, so I think he likes it because it smells like me. So yeah, his eye is, I mean, obviously it's not going to be in perfect condition. He's not going to see out of it perfectly. It's probably going to give him some problems when he's a bit older, but he doesn't need to take it out right now. I'm so happy. Hi, baby cakes. Aww. Can I pick you up? So, yeah, guys. That's my baby. He's gonna be okay. And we just want to say thank you so much to Anthony, who helped us trap him and recommended the vets and gave me like the non-medical advice when I was freaking out because I didn't know what to do with him. Oh, he doesn't like it. Okay, bye. Don't knock my camera over. You have a water bowl. Why do you insist on drinking from my water? Okay. Bye. Okay, you are free. This is a cat condo that Matt bought for Thiccboi. We didn't know at the time that it was actually for kittens, and that's why it's so small. We both have never had cats before, but it doesn't matter because Thiccboi, he seems to enjoy it a lot. He watches cat TV in it. He does cat stuff. When I am in the position to buy a bigger and better cat condo, I will be. Don't worry. You're blocking the camera.
Oops.
He's enjoying it so far.
He's well, I'm up high now. They're not gonna be as high.
What do you think?
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna jump off.
Oh boy.
Move the camera. He might jump on it. Oh, wait, Kathy, just stay there. It's fine. Stay at the camera. Wait, give out the camera. He might jump on it. So far, it looks like he's laying down. He's laying down. Wait for it. Maybe he likes it.
I think he does, Thiccboi. Yeah. Ooh, ooh.
He's still eye coming down, but it looks like he doesn't really hate it. He's like, wait, this isn't too bad.
I think he will warm up to it.
I want to get a bigger one, but if I got a bigger one, I don't know if it would have fit. I can get a taller one maybe, but not like a wider one.
This width is good, but I think you can get something up to as tall as that thing.
I know, but it was like $140.
I know, but eventually he's gonna wear this one out.
Oh yeah, we'll have to see. First, I don't want to get something, then he's not going to use it. If he's using this one, maybe in a year we can get him a better one after this one wears out.
Yeah.
I don't think he hates it. I think he's getting used to it.
I think so. No, because he didn't jump off right away, so I think he's like okay, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, he's pretty high. He's like, you know what, I like this. Like, ooh, I can like.
And look, he can watch his cat TV.
Not squirrel TV.
Okay. Aww. Yeah, Thiccboi, you know who bought that for you? Poppy bought it for you. I just wanted to include a few pictures of Thiccboi enjoying like the last days of 2020. One of them, his first Christmas with me.